Good afternoon and welcome to our show Talk with T. As you all know, Talk with T is a program where they come to every Sunday live on Afri Radio. And you will watch we live on Facebook. You can get to it and send you comment also to Facebook. I want to say thank you to all my fans them out there. We don't patiently they watch. We don't hit 1,000 likes, 1,000 views, and also we don't get so many people that we don't like the page and follow the page. When I thank you, without your support, we no go there. And this na Talk with T, and today inside the program we get juicy stuff from us. So now know it. This na February, and February na the month for Black people, and they can call them Black History Month. And we there for talk about this month and waiting an impact to people them out there. And inside the studio with me, I get Karim and Massah Esther near Bockarie. Then they can tell you about this Black History Month and how they get to celebrate this wonderful month. And don't forget to say yourself out there can be part of the program by sending you text message to 1053 via any AfriCell line, or if you don't get AfriCell line, you can send your message to the short code 1053. You can put 077 or 088 front of the number. So yourself can be part of the program, and you are the watching our host on Facebook. Yourself can leave your comments and we go read there. And today inside the program we get forget everything we get for do about Black people. Okay, as I tell when I say today we're going to talk about Black History Month and waiting at the impact to people them out there. Inside the studio with me, we get people them way, not people that way get knowledge over them in the day. And Una self can be part of the program by sending a text message to the short code 1053. If not to AfriCell number you do use, you can put any AfriCell code in front of that number there. And we get beauty tips where they come to you. And what you self know say inside this beauty's world, we can tell you everything about beauty and health tips. And also inside the program today, you self with it out there for make valuable contribution. You get to know the reason why make we na Black people and we get for be proud of ourselves. I'm a proud Black person, and I want yourself out there for be proud. And you get for be one person where you get for stand out and support the Black race as you self na Black man. And as I tell you inside the studio, we get Karim Bah, na a Pan-African activist. You can say hi to family.
Good afternoon.
And we also get Esther near Bockarie, we're a student and an activist also.
Good evening.
Okay, so Karim, you can tell people about this Black History Month.
Yes. We Fambulengo no say Black people, the African people, they don't go through a lot in history. History is older than slavery and colonialism, because most of the time when people they talk about African history or Black history, they will start with the Europeans. Then when they can salon, when they can Africa, or within they can do in Africa. If you even this, watch closely the way how they teach salon history, most of them they start with Pedro da Center, say I discover salon.
Okay.
And we be to say people in the salon, people that exist in salon long time before Pedro da Center and great grandpapa born. So this kind of Eurocentric history is still very prevalent in we society. People they always look up to say the white people and better past we. And that's not because we are ignorant about we past, about we glorious past. Black people, African people, they don't invent great things. They don't achieve great things in history. The first civilizations in the world, ancient Egypt, now Black people do one. mathematics, science, all kinds of things, and the way now black people and start the art of writing and everything, even philosophy, where the ancient Greeks then can learn from Egypt. So if you look at the history, you find out say black people don't do great things. In West Africa, you find out say like the great kingdoms of Ghana, Mali, Kanem Borno, and Nigeria, Songhai, and Salosef have been part of their kingdoms and they at some stage, you know. So when Whitman and Kana, so they meet a flourishing African continent, very, very good economy. We get inter-African trade, like Salon, you know, cola from Salon, Liberia, rice, with the trade, you know, with other African countries then, you know, salt and all this. So they don't meet a black continent like or dark or you know, without civilization, without history. And then they push this agenda, the Europeans, because for make you dominate people, you know, you get for provide some kind of explanation, which they call ideology for justify action, even the domination of women, what they see. There is some kind of explanation to it. Say, you know, now so they make them for be weaker, for subdue to man and all of that. So now so the oppression of black people also they make for justify them, get for come up with all kind of fake scientific writings for say black people are not contribute nothing to civilization, black people are not contribute nothing to history, they are inferior people, you know, because they want for justify for can't take we for slavery, they want for justify for loot we natural resources, you know. So the way this carry on for some time, black people already, especially in America, because they don't go through this slave trade and this kind of lie persists in America, and they teach people in our school say black people are not going to contribute nothing to history and civilization. So they feel angry, they feel bad. So they decide to say, well, we for search about African history. So you get people like Carter G. Woodson, when an African American, he dedicate all his life, he research things about black history, black African history, the great things they will don't do from ancient Egypt to Nubia, all the great pyramids and black people they do them. So it comes to begin teach people and black people, they say, oh, no, not feel inferior, we are great people, look what we do achieve. Then after that also somebody like W.E.B. Du Bois, when one of what they call the fathers of Pan-Africanism, where he puts together historical facts, because he himself not being accomplished intellectual, you know, study, he get PhD, study history, researchable rights, you know. So it dispel all them fake ideas and there about the inferiority of the black race, you know. So after that, then they say, well, we need for continue for teach people about we history, you know. So then they declare a week when they call Black Negro, that time they call it Negro History Week. Later, after some time, they change it to Black History. So we in your generation decide for call it African History Month, for dedicate, for educate to people them about their glorious past. Not for just say no more, oh okay, we want to talk about history, we like for talk about history, not to that, because history is important for you, even as an individual. If you don't know history, you don't know how you come out, you don't know how you go. Some sick in the way you get, you go hospital, the doctor want to know you history. You want to know you what they do, how they, whether you exercise, what kind of food they eat, all of that for make you diagnose you properly. So now the same thing for a society we don't undergo oppression for 500 years, foreign invasion, you know, from the Europeans and slavery, you know, for 400 years we go through slavery. Slavery, you know, we cannot begin to imagine we two people and go through the internet. Just recently we get Ebola in our salon. We know the kind of fear. We be there, you know, you're afraid, you know, they able to do nothing. All man they afraid say, hey, bad thing they happen at the country. We in constant fear. During the war, you know, villages, all man they in fear for 10, 11 years. That's alone. Recent history, we self know how you feel. You know, they able to do nothing. When they say rebel in the kind that you confused. Yeah. So imagine now how people can go through that for 400 years. They know say, with people in the camp, then they can't pack their boats, the water, they can't open firing for carry and go turn them to slave. So imagine the kind of tension, the kind of fear people can get for the hide, go hide up the bush, go hide up the mountain, hide all kind of thing. So, and we see say we education system don't, it's so Eurocentric, we they say Eurocentric, so much so that, you know, we don't lost with history. We don't even they teach we correct history in our school. and you make a picking they feel inferior. And if they feel inferior to a company, you know, they ever achieve pass them.
Yeah.
If you feel confident. So the only way how people then go feel confident with picking the way they grow up, and for me to teach them about they will great people that we don't contribute, they will great things the way black people they don't contribute in the world. Recently I did read say even black people they rule Europe, the Moors, they rule Spain for 700 years.
Okay.
You know, this is documented history. Sometimes the way they read them, yes, you even feel it's not so true, na lie.
You know, just made up stories.
Yes, but you go, you search, you see scientific papers that has been written for corroborate with you, they say, you know. So all of these things, if we begin teach we youth them, we begin teach we young one them, that inferiority complex will begin for wipe away. We will feel confident for rise. For people that don't do them before, we self able for achieve great things now.
Okay, don't forget to say you're listening to Talk with T, where they come to you live on Afri Radio 105.3 FM. And you self where they out there can be part of the program by sending in your message to the short code 1053. And if you know they use AfriCell, you can put any AfriCell code in front of 1053. And also you where they out there, they watch me on Facebook. We find them on Facebook. Una can left a comment on the Facebook box and we go read them. Okay, as I say this year on our topic now, the role of women inside this, the contribution of women towards the history, how black women themselves be vibrant towards the history, because like you always say, when you talk about black history, you talk about Malcolm X and all the one there, the woman then don't be left out most times, but like you said, behind any success, beside any successful man, there is a woman. So how women then try they don't make impact towards this history?
Yeah. One misconception we people get is that women they always in the kitchen every day. That you know women's empowerment and liberation and I start. No, black women they're always on the forefront. For defend their land when people they come outside for can't take their land. We get examples of somebody like Santiwana, Ghana, where the British then go for invade Ghana at the time. They want to go take the throne, where they call the golden stool. All the man they afraid, we are not going to fight them, then get gone past we and all of that. I say, okay, if we're not the man in the afraid, we, the woman, and they lead the fight. So they lead the fight and they stop the British, they not for take the crown. You know, we get great examples like that. So, and you're right, so they talk mostly about African liberation and great Pan-Africanists who can mention, mostly man them, I think to say, Pan-Africanists themselves subconsciously we don't fall victim of this kind of, you know, portrayal of women them as second class in the struggle. So what now we just don't realize we need for showcase the struggle, the contributions of the women to the concept and idea of Pan-Africanism and all forms of resistance to foreign domination and exploitation. One of the greatest people that will succeed for mobilize black people for their freedom and for me them get black pride, now Marcus Garvey. We always talk about Marcus Garvey, but in West, Amy Ashwood Garvey, they're all two sides that they start the movement.
Yeah.
In fact, not to say just become a member of the movement because you're being West. No, you're be a part and parcel of the idea and the movement and meetings and planning. You know?
Karim, I'm not cut you. When it comes to women supporting their men, I don't see and say when woman they be any man, it more active than when you know get a woman behind them, because like you know say when you do with them, it encourage them and it even motivate them for do more. Be like can they behind the scenes, but like what you say, Amy be done the boost not to because like a man start the point, but then starting together.
Yes.
So you get all the African women then where not part of the struggle, where then self they have been left behind a bit. Because people not be talk about them.
Yes, I mean somebody like Constance Cummins Jonas, of course we'll talk more about him. He's an extraordinary woman.
Okay.
You know?
So Massah, you said what
yes.
You know, some men are feminists, so like one of them too. I think another notable woman where like people are not pay too much attention to now either be worlds.
Okay.
Yes, now be a powerful journalist. If you get about them, maybe for say like at the time people like they say, well, this woman so she's too much for her time. Maybe they write about the sufferings that were black that they go against. Time they call like when black man start shop now the USA, people that they go they burn them and that now be one way for empower. themselves. So like that woman, they be take upon himself for like the right on such things them. So like one thing like you always say that the Africa where we get that be one way before say if you check back every tribe we get a kind of woman power figure. Like for example the Mendes then we believe say Mawe if woman able you think say you strong, you can lead the house, you can get your own family. Woman and they say the men they history down to my own granny when they go through male societies them and become powerful, they turn chief them, they turn paramount chief them. The Limbas or the Limbas here, they begin to Bockarie them way before saying that them be they tell the king waiting for do. So way back in history, Africa woman they get positions them. So in that position, the way globalization can things and stop, where they see the rate my woman in the kitchen that they day. So most of women the back begin send the woman the back in the kitchen, but the real African woman begins a place of power. Yes.
Okay. So let's come to Sierra Leone. Talking about constant communication. Now, one of the women we're like a role model to so many girls out there. So how incest affects way back for come into the Sierra Leone history, especially now being an educationist and a politician likewise. And the political domain when it comes to Sierra Leone, it's a male-dominated area. So how in strive through the political and educational domain of Sierra Leone?
I would say that Salon's greatest daughter, and you not only contribute to Salon, he contribute to the whole of the liberation of Africa. Imagine up till now, the kind obstacle we women they face for even stand election. Up till now, the discrimination against women we see is so vibrant. You go to parliament, about 10-12% of women in a parliament, and this woman at the age of 19 or 20. In the 30s in Salon, he came in for step forward and stand himself for the council and city council. That was a very, very bold move. In fact, he win the election, but the man and not agree taking seats. They force him out. Then he stand back. He win back. That persistence. And in history, very important because I don't know really why the education system will still not teach them kind of people and then at school for educate to people and because they come up from a rich, which we call Creole background, where they feel superior, they are rich in Freetown. Where they travel, go America, they go realize, but racism, you realize say there's a discrimination against black people. So in Yai Open, they become part of the black movement in America. So they study as soon as they come back. We try to form organizations and enlighten people, organize schools and all of that. And the meetings that they hold in London for strategize for African independence, how for fight for independence. She was part of it. She was part of these meetings. There was one organization that set up in London, we then call the International African Service Bureau, where great Pan-Africanists like Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta, this other lady from Jamaica, Amy Ashwood Garvey, Marcus Garvey, where we talk about I.T. Wallace Johnson, also from Sierra Leone, George Padmore, Ras McConnell. These are the real strategists. She was part of that. And in Salon, you realize that division be there among Creole versus country. It try for break and down. It go upline, it bring the woman together. I say we are all equal. There is no difference between upline woman and Freetown. We are the same. We bring a kind of first form organization. We involve all women despite any background, rich or poor, upline or Freetown. To the extent that some people, some of even Creole people begin call them Fatu. Because they say it interacts with the country because she believed that we are one people, we are the same people.
Believe in collective effort, not one person not go pioneer something, but if we are together, then we can make something. What I like about what you say about Anna, the fact that way back the Creoles being so feel superior, like they're not a mix with the countries, the people from the protectorate, but you see say in be one person in IT Wallace Johnson we go down to the grassroots down there.
Also Lamina Sanko.
Yes.
And also then people and they go down there and come up and say fight for freedom today, and we see say now people away they really need for the talk about. They have been left out. I don't know why, because other countries then they celebrate their heroes then, but in Sierra Leone when you go to schools, the books are all about white people. The books, most of the writers are out, but there are people in town where they do so much, where they do great. It's not this particular ones. I think so. It's not about us talking about black people also. It's about us showcasing Sierra Leoneans that are doing great. We are black, we are Sierra Leoneans, and we they do great. We contribute not only towards the development of the country, but also to the development of the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and then we see say we get Winnie Mandela, and I be one person where me and somebody who I so they admire. Waiting a young contribution towards this black liberation.
I think one mistake we can make na the belief we'll get say like Salomon or Salomon we not do absolutely nothing to like Pan-Africanism or the struggle. Which of course if you read or slight history like Amedu, you can see a lot of people like Lamina Sanko, my personal favorite, now be one person before say, and even change the name. I think so. Nabi Ekudayo something. Nabi Creole himself. He go out, he go study, and then he can change. I'm talking about Mandela, Winnie Mandela. Yes, Nabi also a very powerful woman, but back in South Africa, the wife of the then president, late man, Nelson Mandela. People let me they say like the terror man be they not the prison, now himself be they go now they gather people and still they continue that lights the way man be don't start already, yes. But we can come back na Sierra Leone now we'll go far out like to the south, and people and then Sierra Leone here, so way before say we not too know about, just like Mr. Babi they say, because they need to teach in a school about them people, and then I don't know, we museum themselves, they encourage we for learn about them people. You get like then Nancy Stills them, they're in Constance, just see, I don't forget person name. So all those people then they will before say themselves now be power woman they don't they out here, they don't make their elako blog la master, yes. Where before say anyway I think they don't set example for women there, yes. But we know they showcase them now, yeah? And Thank for Karim before say nobody not for even know who that them will be.
Allow that.
myself not allow that anyway. But the way I go, it just about like me personally. I'm in a Bockarie. So like for the past 19 years, I don't go around say me na mende. So like I meet up for tell you say, well Massah you not to mende, Bockarie is there not to mende, Bockarie is there na kissing. And then Google will tell me whether I'm na mende or kissing. So it just thank for Karim before say history get for be so flawed that we not get for no waiting at true, waiting at
so this comes to what is Fabric College History Department doing about this, because that for be a hub where people that need something then go out there and write. It's a pity that say somebody go now from a college will study history for 4 good years. All they study about is just the past.
Yes,
and whatever then come with now Africa and no. They not get time for go out there and do a proper research.
I don't cut you off. I think say one way how we don't lost with history are through folklore and song. You get a very rich history where you can carry it throughout and but don't stop them things them. Nowadays if you go now host mama ne tell a picking story there again, na cartoon film there they play.
We know this moonlight.
Yes, and the cartoon film they only watch na Cinderella. How many picking they know about Bride again and what they do? So yes, that's in the all long make we history kind of don't they go on the download. But anyway, we get a solution for that day.
I want to come back to this, the issue of you talk about your name and how sometimes it will lost. Salon will get this so-called tribalism where created by colonialism, actually, because the two main, well, I say the two dominant ethnic groups in our salon, they cooperate. They not begin no problem before. I mean, these and Temnis, they cooperate well, and even when the Whitman and try to impose their rule, now the interior, the kings them from Mandela and the kings them from the Timmy line, they come together and defend the land. The two people were in exile, and after the hot tax war by Bure and by Shabro Pana-Louis from Bont, because they were working together for defending land. So, but the Whitman realized, say, if the people remain together, they will not rule them, so not divide them. Yes, and this idea, say, we are different. If you look ethnographically and linguistically, Mende and Loko and Kono and Koranko, and so these are all the same language linguistically. You can go now. You go some side of Mandela and you see people name, let's say Kamara. When originally in a sort of Mandinka clan name. So you see, we all get the same. You go, you see Kamara, you see Sise, you see Koroma, you see all these Mandinka original names that we mix together. But you go to Milan, you see Toure, you see Conte, all of this. You go up to Senegal, you see the same name them. Now recently I realized that even Fullers get Sise, Fullers get Mansari, and not all of this. So division we not so know about ourselves again. We know they teach ourselves that we see ourselves as different. When we are actually the same. It's just our brothers and sisters did together. Maybe they lost from each other for some time. Then later now they can't begin fed themselves without even say they are fighting the same family. When it happened to me so.
Yeah, so don't forget to say you listen to Talk with you. Welcome to you live from Afro Radio 105.3 FM, and you will watch me out there on the Facebook page. You can send your message and comment for yourself could be part of the program. Just send on to the short code via any African line 1053. And you will watch me on Facebook, can leave your comment on, and we go read there. We're going now for a short music break, and we'll take a song titled Tinini, we're done for us by Rose Sokota, and this is now one of the ladies that will do extremely well in our young days when it comes to music world. So we'll take Tinini from Rose Sokota.
It's Cammy, baby. Oh, It's Rosy, baby. Baby, say now you love me, sweet me, heart, oh yeah, baby, say now you love me, sweet me, heart, oh yeah, oh what a feeling when you find a special one. We're gonna make you happy, and we're gonna love you truly. I'm not gonna able to explain, no, cause this feeling is so magical, very romantical, the way that you love me, baby. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, you love me sweet, me, you love me sweet, me heart, you love me sweet, me, you love me sweet, me heart, you love me sweet, me, you love me sweet, me heart. I'm not gonna wait, oh no, I'm not gonna hesitate, oh no, baby, make we relate, oh, for this you love, I day in the hands, no, I'm not gonna wait, oh no, I'm not gonna hesitate, oh, baby, make we relate, oh, get the fella land in the head, oh, baby, I'm gonna be your woman, I promise I'm gonna be your woman, when I'm not good about the weather, I'm not gonna let you for another, baby, I'm gonna be your woman, I promise I'm gonna be your woman. When I'm not good about the weather, me I'm not gonna let you for another. No, baby, say now you love me, sweet me, heart, oh yeah, baby, say now you love me, sweet me, heart, oh yeah, I like the way you love me, I love the way you hold me.
Okay, that's a song done for us by Rose Sokota Tinini. And this is one of the women that they do great in the musical aspect when it comes to Sierra Leone. They don't go international wise. And we need for support we serve for let the black race not die away. And we were there out there. Let we learn for teach we picking them about black people and with history. And let it done at the schools because they say catch them young. If they not get the idea with them small, I don't think say them go get the idea with them big. Because if you know able to tell you picking usauna come out, you know able to take them to your home. If you know able to tell them about things the way they happen around them, where we don't they happen before, teach them, make it dress, make it eat, make it talk like an African. It go die away. We go always get this European style, and then not the copy we. The reason mean they're not the copy we because they know so we're stronger than them. It's high time we learn we picking them for copy the African style, not the European way of living. Okay, so I still said this week therefore be full of activities when it comes to Black History Month. We still say the Sierra Leone Pan-African get program, and also Fabric College get another program. So Massah, you want to talk about on a program?
Well, not to Fabric College, they forget the program. I'm a student of Fabric College.
Okay.
So like how they talk here no about history, we don't observe say like most of we don't know it in our history again. So we don't decide a group of students in a Fabric College for start a club. Not say club then get bad name. So once that a new type of club where before say they portray something good. When at the African Heritage Club. So the African Heritage Club, the Pan-Africanist first in get. Therefore, they push forward Pan-Africanist ideologies across Fabric College and then other subsequent college them in Sierra Leone. So for Laundry Club and one laundry club that are the first thing for so one do. So they use this February so we also now the Black History Month for do something. So they kill two birds with one stone. With the launch we club na Fabric College, but we not the launch so no more. We therefore do a Black Symposium and entertainment event na Fabric College. We're slated for the 27th February. It's 2020 in the amphitheater. Yes, so we don't get we panelists them, guest speakers them, notable people then like Dr. Ibrahim Bangura. We talk to other people, of course. We try to get to Dr. Yunkera for being like a keynote speaker because he knows one son of the soil we're very proud of. But you know that side they know kids, but then we get people that like Mr. Karim Bah, we get Yvette we before saying a host na culture radio, we get Joseph Kefala, Precious Levy, among other people, and maybe for say we they try for bring come together for talk to students in Fabric College about Pan-Africanism and Black history. That will be like a foundation stone for the club of FPC. So
waiting there for be the center, waiting there for be the aim of the club. Is it about club activities as normal? Because sometimes when they can start clubs now for the college, and go start out a very good agenda, but at the end of the day, you will see the begin divert and go this political way and then get this fight about. So waiting for people na your main objective and waiting for do towards.
This is not a politics. The name itself don't tell you say not a political affiliation. Now the heritage something, right? So therefore we're gonna get cultural events, therefore we're gonna get symposiums, therefore we're gonna get public lecture on Black history and Pan-Africanism. Fabric College is the home of Pan-Africanism, I tell you that for free. Notable Pan-Africanism first degrees than Fabric College. The West African Students Union, Fabric College na home. So Fabric College of itself get a lot of Black history where before say people that out there don't even know about that day. So with the start and then if Fabric College are year of your history we get the students that would attend Fabric College know their history in the struggle, in the Black struggle, in the Pan-Africanist struggle. I think so other people that down there will begin a year of that day. So one started on Fabric College.
Okay. Self get another program where they come up I think the 28th.
Yes, the 28th. We're at the last day of the month. After all these events, then we'll go crown them with a kind of seminar and celebration. We will involve you know, some entertainment, poetry good day.
Okay.
We'll get short dramas on African history. We'll also get symposium, maybe 1 or 2 panels on, you know, African history and culture. Then we'll get something dedicated to Constance Cummins John, because you still get people around we know like the market woman, and some of them they around we still know the work we do with the market woman and for bring people in together. And some members of the family also will come. Then people we don't study in history, know about themselves will come, will discuss the contribution of African women them to the African liberation struggle, and remember all the great people in it. Because like how you talk earlier, say maybe if we not continue to talk about this, the history will die. Well, so this is what we are doing. We not make the history die, you know, and we not go around for die. So by talking about Cummins John and sort of making resolutions for me, the honor in this country. If you go other African country, them the great heroes they don't contribute, they get a whole museum on just on them. If you go Jamaica, for example, there's a museum just on Bob Marley.
Okay.
Where Barack Obama be go Jamaica, go visit, you know, Bob Marley outside be living, host and not on a museum where tourists they go there, people they come out not only for foreign tourists but the citizens themselves may they learn about in contribution, may name not die. Same thing like Cummins John, I.T. Wallace Johnson, Africanist, Houghton, Thomas Peters. These are all people that we suppose
we became them about.
Exactly. So if the places we then will go learn about them, it's very important. So we use this occasion for call on the, you know, like the city council and the government.
Not like
you know,
museum
for me then take up these, you know, issues and because look last year, Ghana hijack now we are. Well, due to your carelessness, this whole issue of the year of return.
Okay.
The year of return started now return in 1787.
Wow.
When the black people in England decide for return home. Followed by 1792, when the Nova Scotians they, you know, come from Jamaica, from Canada, they return home.
It's high time.
So because we don't lost with history, so you see, we not even take that into consideration. Then you see what in Ghana don't gain from that. When a year, a free tongue, like the city of African return.
So that's the reason it's high time we take up responsibility of certain things. That it's high time we stand up, because it's the promised land. They call it the promised land because now so where people and they can't get hope, like then go move on. Here is the starting point. So it's high time let people where they are there, where need for do certain things for let we culture come back into existence, start them, because it's fading away gradually. It's not about talking, it's about action now.
I think so concerning that they each and every one of we get responsibility. Just not get for left and to a special set of people. Like for example, we're not Fabric College, we're not just students, but we don't start something like that. So waiting now for be like everybody out there in your priority or your thing for doing that. Where somebody don't start something like that, they throw you support behind them, because not for just that individually, but you also the gain. You go learn about yourself without even knowing how.
Okay. Now take some of the comments we don't come to we Facebook and also text message we don't come in. We'll go take the text message then first. This one say, Mama, to my faith as a Muslim, I'm really enjoying the program today in the studio. Kudos to educating us about past history. Thanks, Mama, from adoption presently in Freetown City. And this one say, what are your success stories? I don't even understand this one. It come out from Exeran of McKinney. And we get this one from Facebook, come out from Pastor. But you always say, keep it up. Okay, keep it on fire. Okay, keep it on fire. And we get this one from Abdullah Bah, we say rich history. You can continue to send your text message to the short code 1053, and also you were there out there to watch me live on Facebook. You can send your comments and we go read them here. And as we talk about this, trying to revive our history, I want to know waiting when I get inside on a program where like get for talk about history. It's not about people coming to talk. It's about the activities that want to piled up. Don't take Massah first. What are the activities that want to get piled up for the 27?
Firstly, we get forget a panel discussion, and a panel discussion get for involve notable historians them, like Mr. Karim Bah, Joseph Kefala, and then we get forget two other people the way before say then are contemporary people, because we just no one talk about the past and leave the present. So we get forget a mixture of that. We get Yvette, we now the host of this art basket.
Okay.
She's very proud for being like that Pan-Africanist field. So we forget them back.
What in the art basket get contain? Or what is the
Mostly about the African stories, poems.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yes. On culture review. So like we get forget them people and for talk. Then the second thing, we get forget performances where before say get for be a traditional thing. We get forget people that we get for dance for we this read poem by Creole, by the local tribe. We get forget rappers they rap by indigenous languages them. And also we get forget something I know go talk about the first thing one know we go from a college 2:30 on the 27th.
Oh, so it's 2:30 on the 27th.
Yes.
Okay, so 2:30 on the 27th.
Just
let
go
people
from
and
the
go in
college,
large numbers.
and you
then
go know
Chinese
the other
numbers.
surprise.
Okay.
We'll get forget.
Well, another thing again, when you talk about rap in Sierra Leone language, we don't say we get people in Ghana where they do extremely well within the rap in their local language, where they sing in their local language, and people worldwide they dance to rap. But we just say most Sierra Leone artists they shy away from doing that. They want to communicate more with people, like doing the English stuff. But we say when they do them in their own traditional language, with the Tanzanians and all, people dance to it. So it's high time the Sierra Leoneans and themselves grip with language and do something like that.
I think one of the things that really affects with musicians them. Not that we not get indigenous musicians that we of course Talia Komari before say SF Iona die out so in history. Because people and the way they never follow and we don't even know about Salia Koma. And now if you listen to Salia Koma now one of now a poet or it gets some like it gets wise word the way before say something, even if Solomon and the Bible not be careful. You know the powerful pastor. Yeah, so now that one kind person that the way before say like if we go back to what be they say and begin listen in songs there, we begin to translate them. Like good in start down the back.
Okay, so somebody asks, now we message back is now, what is the theme for this year's celebration?
The theme na African women in the struggle for African liberation, remembering Constance Cummins John. This year na 20 years since Constance Cummins John died actually. This February 21, that's is it Thursday or Friday coming? 20 years from when died.
Yes. So we on team different. We're not celebrating blackness and the face of other imagined cultures.
Okay.
Yes, we don't see so like even if you look around like waiting a year blackness not again. We can take you for example here. Not judging, but if somebody dressed like in an African way, go some way now quote official, people that will look like. Where is this one coming from?
You're weird,
yes. If you make Afro, of course now sisters and we don't start back the Afro. But if you make Afro, you wear with lapa. Okay, tie lapa self no more. You tie lapa, you wear with itself. We will say this come on. And if you go past like there. Any program so far you go now fork and knife that they give for it. Me don't tell people they say me not spoon and they eat it up.
I can tell somebody say so, if I get any big event when you're coming there, get ready to eat lafidi, pap, then rice pap and all because this oil stuff self they bug with, but we local food them very healthy, but we are shying away from it.
Yeah, and if you watch the pre-African way of lifestyle, they're very sustainable
and healthy.
Yes, it's very good for sustainable development. If you watch the way how be the structure with houses, the way how be the package with food them, you watch that now. If people then go back to that way, most of this carbon thing what they talk about will be a way of the past.
No, absolutely. That just connect to some of the things that we don't raise. Sustainability of lifestyle. First time we eat our own local food.
Yeah.
Now we import everything.
And
so
you get too much starch.
yes, you get too much starch. They get for put all kind chemical for preserve the rest. Imagine the put rest cover all kind place from Brazil to Thailand to everywhere.
You don't even know when they
exactly egg and even chicken they import, you know, for food and for waste. You know, what an insult to us. You know, and you talk about language also. I'll come to that because it's very, very important for me. We really restore with language because we really feel inferior to the extent that we think to say if person not sabi talk English, that means to say not sabi nothing. Yes, unless if you talk then big English and all of that. And you know, science don't prove say, research don't prove say, when you teach Pekin in your mother tongue, it learn faster.
Yes.
You know, and like science, let's say class 1, class 2, class 3. Pekin and also be basic science, and also be add, and also be multiply, all part of if not that Pekin on the line. You know? Let's say that.
Okay, yeah.
Let's say that now Mende they talk na village start school. Why not for learning basic, you know, like they do in Tanzania, Kenya, all of that. Even Nigeria, start with the basic tongue, with the mother tongue. Then later now it can branch off to English or other things. Just because we start for talk English now school class 1, I mean to say, you know, the one that we know they doing English class 1, sabi English part there. No. So we get for return to we language and we culture. You see the Nigerians, they return to their culture, to their roots. That's why the music don't go global.
Yeah, exactly. So
but
it's
we
high
not
time.
really go imitate other like Nigeria. I'm not there against because Nigerian African culture. But we have get something we peculiar to Salon, like the Gumbe, the Go Boy music, the Bubu. We are not selling that out.
Okay, it's high time for we try for sell out we young culture to people. And so we'll take a commercial break from our sponsors, AfriCell.
One soul, one heart, one beat. AfriCell, Afri Heart, Afri Beat, Afri Radio.
Okay, welcome to Beauty's World, and today inside Beauty's World, we're going to talk about African, how we for dress, how we for present ourselves out there. We get a very rich culture where we need for portray out there, looking beautiful in the African way. Tie up, feel proud of them. Where you are back, sometimes when you go on side, will not be used for well, even slippers now foot, but just that traditional way. Get them, mark them around, then get them ojo, then white stuff, look beautiful with you Africana stuff for you to wear. And we don't reach a time when they say na Friday no more for wear Africana, but the white people wear coats, suits 24/7. It's high time for we appreciate with black culture. Start for it with food them. Go to a local diet then when we get big events them, and also dress in the African way from Monday to Sunday. Let we not let free culture let it die away. If we dress as an African, we go always look beautiful. Africans, they are simple people and when we dress in that way, we go look simple and beautiful. Let few years go, be natural and look good. Today inside Beauty's World, we the want for me to dress like Africans and believe in myself.
This program is brought to you by Cell.
Okay, in today inside the program, we're going to talk about Black History Month and how it gets for impact people with society and other people around the world. It's high time we tell people about we self. Let we tell we own story, we own way. Let we not left for story to other people for tell them for we. I can always say if somebody didn't host, then it allow the person within a neighbor host telling story. Trust the story go out the wrong way. But it's now we therefore tell we story. We find out a way the white people and they tell the story. Then they tell the story the wrong way. Then we talk, say, then call we us the way they live they hot. And we know say those are the place we feel comfortable. They are our homes. Then now we call their own place hot. Then we call we own place hot. And time then they where then go make them feel like so we they eat raw stuff. Wait, in fact, we're not the one that we start for even maybe way back for start fire and make food, cook food. So then they try for kill all them things then they. It's high time we self tell we own stories. It's high time we be proud, say me na black man. Left for the rub that cream where they make you skin.
Get we share butter.
Exactly. Get you share butter and do something nice.
Yeah.
Well, we don't come to the end of the program today. And thank you to all the one that we don't the view it out there. Thank you to the one that we don't like our page. Thank you to the one that we don't follow we out there. And thank you to the one that we also the share we post on Facebook. And I want to say thank you to my studio guests and today we're in Massah, Esther, Bockarie, and Karim Bah. And on behalf of my producer, Roxton Aaron Finley, my executive producer, John Conte, and my studio engineer, John Bash, Kamara, DJ L, and my sponsors that were in AfriCell and Big Things where they make this program come to you live on Facebook, and also the other one that where they backstage where they try for this program to reach you every Sunday. Me na Host TRICIA, and I want for you get a wonderful week and learn for be an African. Be African, be proud of yourself, and continue for do things the African way.
Okay. If you not take the Madoni self, then for can take all now, yeah. And begin go back important.